Ready to hear you speak through your word as you have already spoken through the songs, the prayers, and your presence. Help us, oh God, to hear this word for today as if it was for the first time ever in our lives. Yes. Mighty God, I pray that you allow us to be present and to open our hearts and our ears in the Spirit and make room in our hearts for your word, mighty Father, so that the seed that will be planted in our hearts will grow and flourish. Use me imperfect as I am, O God, for your glory. And this we all ask in your name. Amen. Amen. You may be seated. Once more, I would like to say good morning. Good morning. I'm so glad that you are here and that I am here as well. The past 2 days were a challenge. I thought I wasn't going to be able to be here. My throat was really, you can imagine when you are developing the first symptoms of a bad cold with your throat burning. But God is awesome. Here I am. And I'm thankful. Oh, yeah. And I know that in the Spirit you are always holding me in your prayers. Oh, yeah. And thank you. Today I continue with the story of Jacob. The past several weeks we have been journeying with this man, one of the patriarchs of our spiritual journey. Today we are looking in Genesis chapter 32, verses 22 to 31, where we meet Jacob journeying back to his homeland after having stayed in exile with the family of his maternal uncle, Laban. And the reality was really kicking in for Jacob as he reflected on his story and his journey and all the things that he had done when he had truly lived up to the meaning of his word, his name, because the name Jacob means cheater, schemer. And we know that Jacob had schemed and cheated and connived and manipulated everybody, stopping at nothing to get what he wants, trampling on anybody that was on his way for him to get whatever he wanted. A warning and a reminder to many of us. Human as we are, many times we desire to get things that we really don't need. But because the human, the carnal self, is prone to want to achieve all kinds of material things at all costs. Because our identity as human beings who are living in this world is many times tied to the material things that we have. And we forget that is all by grace. Yeah. That we are where we are. Jacob was reminded that the God of his fathers, the God of his ancestors, was a God really that did not care about the material things that he had. What God wants most is the inner person. God wants our hearts. Yeah. And one thing that I love about this God is that we don't have to clean ourselves up before we come to him. That's right. Yeah. I am here to remind all of us that our God is a God of grace, whose grace meets us where we are at our point of need. If ever you don't glean anything from today's message, just remember that God's grace will always meet us where we are, not where we want to be.
Our God meets us wherever we are. That's one thing that Jacob came to know, to learn, and to realize. I was reminded of this song that I have sung so many times, hymn number 365. I asked Sister Linda if she could turn to that. Just hold on a bit, Sister Linda, just play a little bit, and then I'll let you know when to start playing louder, but just play softly in the background. Grace greater than our sin. The words of this song were ascribed by Julia A. Johnson, as I learned, even from the hymn book. The words say, marvelous grace of our loving Lord. Grace that exceeds our sin and our guilt. Yonder on Calvary's mount outpoured, that grace was outpoured on Calvary. There where the blood of the Lamb was spilled. Grace, grace, God's grace. Grace that will pardon and cleanse within, not from the outside, but from within. Yeah. Grace, God's grace, grace that is greater than our sin. Sin and despair, like the sea waves cold, threaten the soul with infinite loss. Grace that is greater, yes, grace. The grace that points to the refuge. Which is the mighty cross. Sister Linda, would you lead us? Number 1 and number 3. 365. That we know, if we want to be real, that we really are not worthy to receive. And yet God gives it anyhow. Because God meets us where we are, not where we want to be. And therefore, as we sit in this place this morning, where are we in our journey? What is our brokenness that we are struggling with day in and day out? Like we saw Jacob as we meet him in this story. They had come, what do they say? What comes to roost?
Chicken.
The chickens had come to roost. Because there he was, having to go back home to meet that brother had cheated out of his birthright. That brother that he had not only cheated out of his birthright, but a brother that he had stolen blessings from the father. Esau was supposed to receive all the blessings that a firstborn child deserved. But conniving, manipulating, and cheating Jacob had made him lose all that. That's painful. That's really painful. Just think about those things that you deserved, that your own siblings stole from you. Because, as siblings, if we want to be real, we are always battling. We have these struggles. Who does mother or father love more? Who was our father's favorites? Most of us, all our parents have gone to glory. But we still remain with those struggles. Just like Jacob and Esau had. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to live forever? And go down our graves without forgiving our siblings for what they did? Jacob had come face to face. He realized that he could not take his family back home without really coming to grips with who he really was. And ask this amazing God to meet him where he was. And to go before him to touch the heart of his brother Esau. And get him to a place where he would forgive him and be ready to receive Jacob with his family. He suddenly realized that he needed his brother. Because many times we after our beloved people have hurt us so bad, we think, I don't need them. We need each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We need each other. We need our so-called, we can name them. You know the names that you give to those that have broken your heart. But we need each other. Because human beings are living community.
Oh yeah.
We can be an island. So we need to come to grips to these things and make things right before we close our eyes. Because, it would be a tragedy if we would go to our graves holding on to the grudges that we have with our loved ones. We need to get to that place where we let go.
Yes.
Because our God has met us where we are and forgiven us.
Yes.
So Jacob had to allow his family to go further so that he could deal with this issue that he was struggling with. When we are told that Jacob was struggling with this unknown being, this celestial being, for me I believe it wasn't just a spiritual battle. It was a physical battle as well. He had to decide. He had to come to grips. He had to realize that he could not do it alone. He thought about what his brother would do. Was his brother going to accept him? How was he going to be received? Was his brother ready to revenge? You can imagine. Esau could have easily killed him because that's what he had promised. That's why we found Jacob running away from home. Because the brother had promised that once I have warned my father, you wait and see. He was ready to kill him. And Jacob had also to have to come to grips with the cheating that he had done to his uncle Laban. Remember, he had cheated as well to get the livestock that he had. And therefore we meet Jacob when all his brokenness is weighing down on him. He had to make things right. First with God, and then with his brother. Because we have to make things right with God first. Because when we hold those grudges with our loved ones, we are sinning before God. Because when we are angry, we tend to do and say things that we regret.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
But one of the deadliest of the seven sins, which is pride, keeps us from acknowledging that we have been mean. Even though people have been mean to us, we have even been meaner.
Oh, yes.
But our pride tells us that no, I had a right to say what I said. I had a right to do what I did. Because, they started first. But that's no excuse before God. Because we are reminded that a soft answer, what does it do? It achieves more than what a harsh answer does. So Jacob was coming into grips with this. He struggled with this celestial being at night. God will always bring us to that place of crisis. After we have strayed away for so long and think that all we are is because, we are more powerful and smarter and clever than anybody else. When we have treaded down on everybody else, we think we are smarter than everybody else. God will take us to a place, allow us to get to that place where we will acknowledge that it's not by might, nor by my own power, but by the Holy Spirit, by grace. Jacob had to be taken to that place. And therefore he had to come to grips. God gives us a crisis. But are we ready to listen? Our eyes ready to see in the Spirit, so that we can see that this is the place where God wants to meet me where I am. We have to be in tune with the Spirit. That's why we need to pray without ceasing. So that when God speaks, even in our brokenness, even during our angry times, we are able to take a moment and say, listen, wait a minute. God must be saying something to me right now. Excuse me. God spoke to Jacob in that tree. He wrestled with that being. As we wrestle with our thoughts, yes, I want to ask for forgiveness, but my pride says no. You know what? If I say that, you will think I'm weak, because that's what our world tells us. Our secular world says, no, you should not show any signs of weakness. And therefore we hold on to those grudges. Because that's what the enemy cheats us to think that's the best. And yet that soft, still voice tells us, no, that's not the way a Christian needs to be. We need to swallow our pride. Get down on our knees and approach a brother or a sister, either biological or otherwise, and say, I am so sorry. I need to reconcile with you. Because remember, our days on this earth are numbered. I really don't want to get to the end of my life and regret that I never said sorry. Jacob grabbed onto that being and said, I will not let you go, because he realized that God was there to meet him at his moment of need, and therefore he said, God, I will not let you go until you bless me. Because he realized he needed God's covering and blessing in order for Esau to receive him. He needed God's glory to shine on him, so that when Esau looked at him, he did not see him through the eyes of the human being, but with the eyes of the Spirit, in order to welcome him back and forgive him as a brother, so that they could live in harmony. I will not let you go until you bless me. And the being said, what is your name? Why ask him, what is your name? Did you not wonder why? Because you know what? God wanted Jacob to acknowledge who he was, to say his name for what it was. He was a cheater. He was a manipulator. He needed to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Because God wants us to confess our sins. Rather than brushing off, God wants us to acknowledge who we really are. When He meets us at our point of need, because He meets us at our brokenness. And therefore let us be real. Lord, I am a cheater. I am a manipulator. I'm that kind of person. When I get angry, everything falls apart. God wants us to confess and be real. He said, I am Jacob. And what did the angel say? You will no longer be called Jacob. Because when God touches us, when God meets us at our point of need, He never leaves us the same. Grace. Grace that is greater than all our sin. The grace that cleanses from within. Transforming grace will never leave us the same. What is your name? How do people really know you outside the church for who you are? How do our children know us for who we are? We need to be real. Who are you? What is your name? Tell God what your real name is. I am Jacob. I am that manipulator. From today on, you are going to be called Jacob. But from now on, you are going to be called Israel. Because on you, from you, nations will multiply. They will know you as the Father of all nations, the spiritual Father. If we are going to lead other people behind us and around us, we need to be real and confess our sins. And allow God's grace to transform us from within. Because it is only then that those who are around us will see a different us when we truly confess our sins and ask the Holy Spirit to transform us from the inside out. God's grace. That grace that meets us where we are. I pray that God has met you where you are this morning. And that you have opened your heart and confessed your sins. And allowed the Holy Spirit to cleanse you from the inside out. Because those who are around us want to know Christ through us. Grace, grace. Number 4, as we all arise, actually number 3. Down is the stain that we cannot hide. What can we do to wash it away? Look, there is flowing and crimson tides, brighter than snow you may be to me. There is grace, grace, God's grace, grace that will pardon and cleanse me. There is grace, grace, God's grace, grace that is greater than all mercy. Perhaps this morning there may be one that desires to be a part of this wonderful family. I want to assure you that God's grace is in this place this morning. And therefore, if ever there is any, you're welcome to come, and we will welcome you. Perhaps there is one also that desires for us to pray with them. Remember, desiring prayer doesn't mean that you are the worst of all sinners. It is an inside thing, something that we desire to reconnect once more with our God.